This time we're joined by the representatives from the South Alabama Jaguars. We have head coach Terry Fowler, as well as number 2, Shaforia Kynes, and number 35, Antoinette Lewis. Kynes and Lewis were both selected to the all-tournament team. This time we'll start with a brief opening statement from Coach Fowler. Coach, go ahead.
First of all, congratulations to Little Rock. They do a great job. They've been here. You know, we fought. Tough one, man. Our kids in there crying their eyes out because it means something to them. Couldn't be more proud of this group. They represent our university. They're first class. Represent our athletic department in the city of Mobile. Good news for us is hopefully this is not the last game. We'll get some postseason play.
I'd like to start off with questions for the student athletes only. Please wait for the microphone and raise your hand and they'll bring the microphone to you. Questions for the student athletes. Right back in the middle, standing.
Christian Bowell, Arkansas Democrat. Is that for both you guys, that fourth quarter, it was close pretty much the entire game, but what happened for you guys in the fourth and how did Little Rock just was able to pull it out?
They outscored us. Got a couple extra rebounds than we did. They fought really hard. They got one extra shot and they won.
Additional questions? We good? Okay, thank you very much. We can let the student athletes go ahead and head back to the locker room. We have someone in the back who will bring you back to the locker room. Thank you. We'll go ahead with questions for Coach at this time. We got one right in the middle on the left.
Coach, you kind of talked about a little bit the fight in this team. You played 7 games in 10 days and to come make a run in this tournament. You just talked about how your players just continually kept getting back up, didn't give up at all.
Yeah, you know, we knew the challenge that was before us. You know, we didn't come over here to play 1 game, 2 games. But it seemed like we just kept getting energy every day. You know, as we got closer to our goal, our training staff and strength conditioning staff did a great job of getting our kids back ready to play. You know, and then throughout the tournament, then we still lose 2 players, you know. But this group all year, they had a spirit about them. And if you didn't see us play all year, you got a chance to see what it was about.
Additional questions?
Terry, when Kynes got into some foul trouble early, it seemed like you had to use a bunch of different rotations. How did that affect you guys, and what did you try to do without her?
Yeah, when Jay Lamar went down, that was our backup point guard. And so we went to a freshman, Mahogany Vault, who actually played pretty well at Little Rock when we played there. So, you know, our rotations were kind of off. You know, Mahogany hadn't played in probably the last 8 ball games. But it was next player up. That's what it's been all year with this group. It's been, when your name's called, they stepped up. So, you know, I thought we got a little winded, but we kept getting a second win and kept fighting. And I mean, what else could you ask for at the start of the fourth quarter is a tie ball game. Basically, it's a 10-minute ball game. It's like we just came out of the locker room and we're going to play for 10 minutes. They score 1 more point than we do. I mean, so just a great effort.
Joe Foley and Little Rock have had a lot of success lately. What is it about that program that, in your opinion, that lets them be so successful?
Consistency in the coaching staff, in the philosophy. You know, I think a lot of times you see them and you say, oh, well, this kid's graduating and they're going to be different. Well, there's another kid sitting over there that's getting all those reps in practice, and they come right in and they do the same stuff. I mean, I think they got thousands and thousands of repetitions, and it's your turn, and they come in and do exactly what that all-conference player who was there the year before does. But it starts with the consistency and the philosophy, and they don't change. You know, I think one of the things that they do well, I always kid Joe about is there's only one discussion when they're talking about playing a team. Are we going over or under the ball screen? Everything else just the same.
Did we have one on the right side? Yes, in the back.
Coach, towards the end of the game, the last few seconds, you know, what look were you looking for? You know, it was only a few seconds, but what were you looking for?
Yeah, when we played them at their place, we advanced the ball on 3 separate occasions, and they did a lot of good things and took us out of what we wanted to do. So our discussion was, if it's 8 or more seconds, we're coming. Don't let them get their defense set up. We had the ball in Shay's hands. You know, she pitched it ahead. We really didn't have our drag. We had a drag ball screen coming that we want her to take it off. Savannah was on the other side of the floor. And if she takes it off the ball screen, she's either got a chance to score, give it to Antoinette, cut into the basket, or pitch to Savannah. But she pitched it ahead, which is what we do a lot of times. And, you know, I think if Devin catches that ball clean on the first catch, we may be having a different conversation here.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.
This time we're joined by the representatives of the Sun Belt champion Little Rock Trojans, head coach Joe Foley, as well as all-tournament selection Ranjane DeGray, number 00, and number 23, Kyra Collier, the most outstanding player of the tournament. Coach, if you could please start with a brief opening statement.
First thing I could say is heck of a job by South Alabama's kids playing that many games in that many days. That's unbelievable that they competed like they did. So I just want to tell them that was a heck of a job. Coach did a great job with them, and I'd hate to be in that situation, but that's what it's all about here, tournament time. They got hot, and I thought both teams competed. I thought it was a great college game. I thought both teams played extremely hard, took things away from each other. So, you know, everybody knows everybody at this time of year, but there were still some great plays made, and the kids just played extremely hard on both teams.
Thanks, Coach. This time we'll go to questions for the student athletes. We're going to go right up to the front, please.
Kyra, those were two of your best games of the whole season. I mean, did you feel like you had it pretty much the past 2 days offensively?
No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, pretty much just knowing that I'm a person that makes plays and knowing that my coaches and my teammates believe in me to do that, I just had to step up for them.
Ron, what did you think about Kyra?
Oh my goodness. First, before I even get started, I have to give praises to God for getting us this far. The ups and the downs, he's been faithful through it all to allow us to be back-to-back champions is amazing. So we got this far by the grace of God. But Kyra, she's a playmaker, and she made plays, and I trust the ball in her hands, and she just went off, and she deserves the award that she got.
Ron, for you, y'all have been to the postseason 4 straight years in a row, but these past two to win the tournament, I mean, how special is that for you?
Oh my goodness, that's amazing to be able to do it back to back in my senior year, and Coach Foley just looks at us seniors as get it done, and I'm proud of all 5 of the seniors, including myself, that we were able to get it done. It's amazing to go back to back, so I'm happy.
Kyra, what are your thoughts when you guys are tied going into the 4th quarter and it's kind of all on the line there?
Pretty much just getting stops. Everything else flows once, you know, we play defense, and that's what we feed off of. So I was just thinking get stops and run the floor.
Ron, for your sister, she had a pretty big tournament too, and you did as well. I mean, for you two and y'all's careers to end like this in conference, is that special to both of you guys to share it together?
Yes, I'm happy Ray finally came on. It took her a while. She had to find that confidence in herself. Just long car rides after practice, going home together, and just talking to one another like, Ray, you can do this. You just find confidence in yourself, know your game, play to your strengths. And I'm so proud of Ray that she was able to break out of that shell and be the player that I know she's capable of being. Just the both of us finishing out on the floor together. This is our last year playing ball together, and I'm happy we went out the way we did.
To go back to the tournament for both of you guys for the 2nd straight year is, I mean, what are your thoughts? Not knowing where you're going yet, but just going into it.
Whoever we got, just prepare like we've been doing all season. Scout report and getting it done. That's the main thought.
I'm just excited. I don't even know what to really say. I'm just excited to go.
To the back left.
Ladies, for both of you, South Alabama elected not to call a timeout there at the end. So kind of go through that last 10 seconds, what's going through your mind as they're bringing the ball up, and then obviously what went through your mind when the shot didn't go in.
I thought they was going to call a timeout. I was like looking like they ain't had no timeouts left, but they had timeouts left. But just looking at the shot, like just looking at a rainbow, I was like, oh my gosh. And then it didn't go in, and I was happy.
Yeah, I think that was the slowest 10 seconds in my life. So it was, we were just in a scramble, just trying to hurry up and just find somebody to pick up. So it was really slow, especially when she shot the basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We got a question on the right also. Right on the aisle.
You guys faced some adversity a couple weeks ago, dropping 2 in a row in the conference. What do you think you guys did to turn the corner and start playing your best basketball towards the end of the year?
Coach Foley got in our butts. I was like, I don't want to feel that no more. But just locking in and trusting the process and trusting that Coach Foley's going to get us prepared and that we just need to execute and stay on task with what we have ahead of us and just getting it done, getting back to being Little Rock's team.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ranjane and Kyra. You guys can head back to the locker room now, and congratulations.
Thank you.
One more souvenir for you. Now open it up to questions for Coach, please. Start in the front left.
Joe, you guys are tied there going in the fourth. What are your thoughts, knowing that that could be the season right there?
It's just this team. I mean, I knew it was going to go down to the wire pretty well. Figured it would because the way both teams were playing. I was just hoping our defense would take over at one time like it normally does at the end of the game, and I think we got some good stops and knew what to do to get stops. I thought we got better on defense as the game went. Offensively, I felt like we struggled a little bit too much, but that happens, But that's where I take my hat off again to South Alabama. For them to be able to do it so many days in a row, that's just spectacular on their part. But I knew we would struggle a little bit. Kyra forced a little bit there, but we made some big plays. But I think our defense is what give us the opportunity to win again.
What's special about this season compared to others? You've been in this position a few times, but
this one was probably a little bit tougher as far as getting the team to mold together. I think, we had struggles and not everybody on the same page, not everybody really, ready to buy in at certain times. But I think, like Ryan said, the last couple of weeks, I think I could see a change in them. I thought they played much harder. I thought they played together a lot better. I thought they realized that they had to give to receive, and they got rewarded for it.
You talked about the immaturity sometimes on this team. For them to be able to win this game, is it good for you to see that they grew up so much?
Oh, naturally, and there was still immaturity. We still made some bad plays that we shouldn't have made. And sophomores, Terrion and Tori still made some plays that they won't make probably next year, and then seniors, and that's part of it. And when you can do it at that age, you got to give them credit. I mean, they did a great job. They played hard on defense, and Terrion, she's not going to get much credit because she doesn't score a lot, but you can look at the stat sheet every time we get done. And she guarded the Jones kid, and look at the Jones kid's stat, 6 points. That's one of the best players in the conference. So that's Terrion's job. If she don't do that, then we don't win. So to me, Terrion is our most valuable player.
How was Kyra's tournament?
Huh?
How did Kyra play this tournament in your opinion?
Oh, offensively, yesterday was unbelievable. I mean, that was just an unbelievable game, and just tremendous. And today she struggled at times, but she didn't quit. She kept working, she kept trying, kept making plays. Didn't always hit it. And like I told you yesterday, we kind of go how she goes, because if she's drilling like she did yesterday, we're pretty dang good offensively. And then today she struggled a little bit. We struggled a little bit. And Ron did a great job. Ron, we can count on Ron just about every game. And then probably the X factor again is Ray. Getting all those rebounds again, just like she did yesterday. That's probably the X factor that got us through this tournament.
What is it about Ron and Ray's careers to where they've?
Yeah, it's just special because they're twins. You don't get to do that very often. Doesn't happen very often. Usually if they're twins, one's pretty good and one doesn't get to play. I've coached 2 sets of twins like that, and then you get to coach a set like this where both of them started. Both of them are different type players. And to see them in like this, it's just special. I mean, it's just you don't get that in coaching very often. And when twins do something and they get to share it like that, and that's something they'll talk together, for the rest of their lives. So it's great.
What is the years past when you've gone to the tournament and won this game? What is it like for you before you know who you play and where you're going?
Oh, it's exciting. This is what to see all the fans that we had here today. That's unbelievable for women's basketball to see a group travel like our group did this week, and to give them in the city of Little Rock the opportunity to have a team again in NCAA, to see the excitement, to keep it carrying. It's March Madness. Everybody is caught up in it right now. So just to get to see that extended in our city and our people and our school and our administration, it does so much for morale. It's just great to see.
Any further questions for Coach? We're going to go straight back to the camera.
You guys have played so many close games. I mean, the UTA and Texas State one come to mind. Yesterday against App State, it still had to feel like you guys were going to come out. Was there any point where you felt like you guys weren't going to win, or do you always have that mentality, like
when
no
that
matter
clock
what?
went off, I felt like we won because I sure wasn't sure we'd won it then, to tell you the truth. It was just that kind of game. I mean, it was unbelievable to finish. It could have went either way, and both teams, like I say, were struggling to score that fourth quarter, but, it's just kids playing hard and trying to get there.
Got another one on the right side.
Coach, last few seconds of the game, South Alabama, they had a chance to win the game. What was going through your mind? Jitters?
Well, you're just thinking about the next possession you're going to get. What am I going to do with my kids? They're going down. They did something with their kids. They get the lead. What are we going to do to get it back? So it's just kind of a chess game, trying to figure out, all right, where can we get it so we get a score, and how can we get them stopped? So you don't really have time to think about the score. You're more or less thinking about the next possession and what you got to do on that possession defensively and offensively.
Did you have to say anything special to the girls before that last, when there was 6 seconds left? Did you say anything beforehand, or do you kind of just trust that they were going to get back to and do whatever defense they had, or did you have something set?
No, we're going to play straight man. So we were going to take the last shot as low in the shot clock as we could get it, hopefully score. We didn't, and so everybody had to make sure they got back and then give up something easy. But that's just playing in all those close games, and people always question, the first of the year we play all those tough teams, and this is the reason we do that. I mean, because, it's tough. When you play those Power 5 schools and they got all those athletes, and, you learn a lot about them. Man, you got to dig down a little bit deeper. You got to be a little tougher than this. And so, that's what prepares us for this right here.
Thank you very much, Coach.
I appreciate
Congratulations.
you guys very much. Thanks.